Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Mr. Reality, joined by psychic medium Liz Cross. And this is, I always like going way, way back in the fossil records, Liz. And this one is Lucy, who is a Australopithecus afarensis. I think she was around Ethiopia around 3.5 million years ago. I don't know if we can do this, but I wondered if you could bring in her energy as a person and see if she can answer some questions for us.
Okay, yes, I do have her here. She was very small.
Lucy, hello.
She's grateful to be here. She wants to tell her story.
Tell us about your story, my first question.
She died of disease and illness.
What was the environment like in her lifetime, her family structure, the city state?
Right. The government.
Yeah, monetary systems, stones, coins, aliens, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, really. Did you have money? No. They had food. Did you trade with others? No. No. There was no one around, right?
Would
I,
she eat?
yeah, what did you eat? They foraged off the land. Did,
Brothers and sisters?
did you have brother? Yes, several, several.
Did she have
Um,
a husband?
did you have a husband? No, she didn't live that long.
Okay. Was she part of a tribe, part of a group?
Were you part of a tribe? No, just a family.
How did she talk to her family, like her mom or dad or brothers and sisters? What was language structure like?
How did you how did you talk to your family? They used a lot of hand signals, really, and it was a lot of grunting, like, she's showing me like they clicked, they would do that, and they would make clapping noises with their hands. Very, very primitive. Was it a complex language at all? No, very primitive. How many words did you have? Only about 300 words.
Okay. What were some life accomplishments she had in that lifetime?
Just surviving. Living was an accomplishment. Finding food was an accomplishment. Not having your feet injured was an accomplishment. Not getting killed. Um, Life was very, very bare minimum, very simple.
Was there any cooperation between others of her species?
They rarely saw anyone else. And other people were scary because you didn't know, you couldn't communicate with them, right? So you don't know what their intentions are. They don't know what your intentions are. Really, when you came across other people, you would kill them. So, is kill or be killed? Very much so.
And was she part of a human condition or a human experiment at that time?
No, there had been humans on the earth plane for at least another, million years. Did you have any oral history? I mean, they knew that their ancestors were in spirit watching over them. Did you realize that of the life that you were living, did you feel as if you had other lifetimes before? No. They really didn't have any idea what this was.
And so she wasn't part of the human evolution, but did that elevate her soul? And was her soul considered an animal soul and not a human soul?
Was your soul like, well, soul is a soul, whether it's animal, plant, species, it's still a soul, right? but the soul is evolving.
Okay.
Once you have a human soul, you're coming into more complex scenarios, more complex feelings, thought processes, the ability to critically think. Did you critical think back then? Yeah, they did. And what did you think about like your soul? I mean, did you feel as if the soul was a separate part of you? Yes, you always felt as if the soul was separate.
In that evolution process, how many times did you incarnate as Australopithecus variants?
5.
And then did you go to a different type of animal?
No, she continued to go into more human lifetimes. Um, early human lifetimes.
And what were those differentiating factors in the human lifetime versus the Australopithecus lifetimes?
What were the different? Teeth. Your teeth were not as sharp, she's saying. Your teeth were more, are they like how they are today? No. No, but the structure of your teeth change. They used to be like very animalistic, as in like fangs almost. And what about the hand movements and walking? Were you walking up, standing upright? They still, in those lifetimes, she's telling me like they still use the hands. Were you still using hands as like a bent sort of ape motion or a gorilla motion? Yes, that was how they did. You walk on fours? I mean, they could walk on two and four, but walking on four was more commonplace than standing upright. I mean, they used whatever was available to them. You didn't want to stand out too much from animals, she's telling me, because then animals become very wary of your existence. You know, she's saying that a lot of survival is based upon predictable behavior. So you didn't want to be deemed as a threat to other animal groups, because animal groups would then, they could turn on you and kill you. The human aspect of this was very defenseless, she's telling me, compared to the animal. The animals had a lot more strength. So you didn't want to appear as any sort of threat.
As Australopithecus says, her life is Lucy. Can she talk about any tools that she or her parents or her brothers and sisters used?
Did you use any tools? They used a lot of sticks. Did you have fire? So in her lifetime as Lucy, they did not have fire. Did you eat meat? No, no, they lived off plants. And did you eat any fish? No, it was a plant-based existence.
What was her role in the family?
What was your role in the family? A caregiver to younger siblings, helper, um, just basically cleanliness, trying to clean each other. Did you like clean each other with water wherever possible? How else would you clean each other? They use licking motions. They would also lick like animals did to clean. She's saying it was important to keep the ears clean, the face clean. How did people cut hair? Did they cut hair? And they did. But how they did it was, she's telling me, in her particular lifetime, is that they would drape the hair over a stone and like smash another stone on top of it until it broke.
It's a dangerous barber trip.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her what she thought about the stars when she would look up in the sky. What did she think about that?
What did you think about the stars? They scared her. They always felt more powerful. They always felt as if something was bigger, like they were being watched by something. So, did you believe stars were eyes? Yes, they believed stars were eyes watching them.
How did her thought process work since they were so limited on words? Did they think more in pictures?
Did you think more in pictures? More in like example. Did you think in pictures? Did you have visuals? I don't feel that their brains were comp doing computations on that level back then. I think it was more here and now survival. Did you have thought forms? Not really. It really was the here and now.
Did they have any gods or deities that they worshipped?
Did you have any gods or deities? No.
And of her lifetime there, how many times has she incarnated since Lucy 3.5 million years ago?
Several, at least like 500. Going back to your thought form question, I have to ask, did you have memories? Did you have memories? The memories were very limited and barely accessible. So, did you ever reflect upon things? No. No. Were you able? Was your brain able? Did you unlock that power of your brain to be able to reflect? No. So, what sort of memories? So, the memories were really like trauma memories. What about like memories of like childbirth or somebody being born or a happy moment in the life? No, they could not draw upon memories like that, like we do. Okay. She's telling me the memories were traumatic to remind you that this situation is dangerous.
What were the gender roles like in her immediate family?
What were the gender roles like in your family? Were they clearly defined? They were clearly defined. Women were sort of, the caretakers, the groomers, the bathers, the clean, they would really, what was your home like? The home was really just made out of sticks. Did you have shelter? I mean, they had like a covering over the top, but did you have bad weather? No, not really bad weather. What about rain? What would you think of rain? Rain was cleansing. Rain was a way of cleansing. They used the rain for cleansing. Did you bathe in the rain? They would. They would often try to collect the water as well. And I'm saying, what did you think of lightning and thunder? Now that scared them. That really would frighten them. Did you experience anything like earthquakes or yes, they did experience earthquakes. And what would you think about that? They didn't know what to make of it. They thought it was a warning, like it was intuition, it was a warning. And along with the other animals, they would run and hide.
What were their lifespans like?
They were very short. What maybe if we were to put it in human terms now, what would it be? Maybe 10, 15 years tops.
What other insights can she share with us that might change our perspective of life back then?
What insights can we share with us? They're just that the brains were not very complex. The lives were not complex. It really was like eat. Did you sleep well? Not really. Sleeping was dangerous back then. Sleeping could catch you off guard. So would you have like a guardsman or someone? Yes, there would always be sleep in shifts, right? So people would have to man the fort. How many were there in your family? There was about 10 of them.
And How many times is she incarnated as a human being? You said 700, did you?
How many times have you incarnated as a human being? More than 500,
And
definitely.
of those lifetimes now, can she reflect on those lifetimes versus her experience incarnated as Lucy?
Do you have, like, do you wish that you could go back to that? No, no, she doesn't. She likes being able to have this brain now, is where we are now. We're smarter than we've ever been. We're learning faster than we've ever learned. We're
Some of us.
absorbing, well, right, right. We're absorbing information at a faster rate of speed than ever known to man. And we're just going to keep evolving and absorbing information.
Is she alive now in the spirit world or in the reality down here with us?
Spirit at the moment. No, she's here on the earth plane at the moment.
And
She
so are we talking to her as an Earth plane member or her higher mind as Lucy?
Her higher mind is Lucy. She actually has quite a few children in this lifetime and she homeschools them.
What part of her consciousness are you and I talking to when we do this?
Her soul consciousness.
And is that still connected and tethered to source?
Is that still connected and tethered to source? It is source. It is a part of source. It will always be somewhat connected.
Can she draw more power from source if she were aware of that higher mind or higher soul consciousness?
No power from source if you're aware of that higher mind. That I mean, if she was aware, but who she is today, she's actually quite religious. Um, what's really? Are you in the U.S.? No. Are you in Can? I feel like she may be in Canada. And what is your religion in your current lifetime? She's Catholic.
What soul lessons is she working on in this current incarnation?
So lessons are this current information. How to make sure her children have the best experience possible so that when she comes back in again, it will be even better.
So, are there any overlays from her life as Lucy or parallels in her life today?
She knows how to survive and she can stretch a dollar like you wouldn't believe. She's very good with money, very savvy. It's just this survival instinct.
What does she think about the long stay of us uncovering her and still talking about her 3 million years later?
Well, in this lifetime, she's not currently aware, but she feels honored and privileged that she was discovered, which was meant to be. And she feels very privileged that the world is curious about how she lived then because it's not even a close resemblance to how we live now. It was absolutely shocking. Most humans, if they had to go back and live like that now, in those circumstances, they wouldn't survive. They wouldn't last longer than a day. They wouldn't know what to eat. They wouldn't know how to feed themselves. They wouldn't know how to forage for food. They wouldn't know, how to protect themselves from weather with the resources that she had back then, which were none.
Did they do ceremonies or celebrations or, hey, we didn't die today, parties back then?
Celebrations or ceremonies. Yes, they would do some sort of baby naming ceremony That was very, very important. They would hold the baby up to the sky in front of the sunlight, and the sun, or that's how the name would come down.
What do
Was
they think about the passage of seasons? Spring, summer, winter, fall.
They didn't really have a lot of seasons back then. Was your name Lucy in that past life? No, the name was not Lucy. Do you like the name that we've given to? She loves that name.
All right, Lucy, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck budgeting in this lifetime, but it's fascinating how we're all in the loop together.
Yeah, this was a great one. Thank you. Mr. Reality, you put all these questions together. He does have a tip jar down below. Be generous and thank him. Thank you.
Bye, Lucy.